Donald Trump claims a trade war will be good for the United States and easy to win. And critics say he's wrong. That and more on this edition of Politics. Welcome to Politicking. I'm Larry King. Comments that seemed to surprise even his closest advisors. President Trump last week talked about imposing tariffs on steel and aluminum from China and other goods and products from countries friendly and not friendly to America. The president even claims a trade war will be good for the United States and easy to win. Critics have said he's wrong. We'll begin there with Representative Robert Pittenger, third-term Republican of North Carolina, vice chairman of the Terrorism and Illicit Finance Subcommittee of the House Committee on Financial Services. He joins us from Statuary Hall in Washington, D.C. Congressman, thanks for being with us. You're listed as a member of the Congressional Steel Caucus. What's your reaction to his plan for steel tariffs? Some of your fellow lawmakers on the Republican side have called it a job killer.
Well, the thing I like about President Trump is he stirs the pot. He did that with NAFTA, he's done it with NATO, and he gets people's attention. He wants fairness, he wants equity in the process. And he didn't see it with NATO. They should have commitments to give 2% toward the military for their GDP. They hadn't been doing that. NAFTA, he saw that as a trade agreement that wasn't fair. So he goes in there where angels fear to tread, and he'll address issues that need to be addressed. This morning, however, he made statements, that seemed to say, I'm ready to negotiate, or, backed off some of the hard line. President Trump is a negotiator, and I trust him in his abilities. Frankly, I wish 25 or 30 years ago I'd given him whatever money I had and let him go play with it. He'd have done a good job.
So on the steel issue, you agree with him?
I agree with his ability to negotiate. And I think he believes that American industry, the American people deserve free and fair trade agreements. And certainly they haven't been equitable with China and a number of other countries.
Your party, the Republican Party, has been the party of free markets, saying the government should not be in the business of picking winners and losers. Doesn't his tariff contradict that?
Well, I agree with that, and I'm one of those as well. But I think that should be consistent with our partners around the world. I think we should all be playing on the same level field, the same terms. And so the president wants to go in there and shake that up. I think he ought to do it. I think maybe they're exploiting the fact that we are free traders, that we believe in free trade, but we also believe in fair trade. And let's be real about what's happened with the Chinese, the devaluation of their currency, the use of the Chinese government being engaged and involved in their own industries and funding them and financing them. This hasn't been fair, and it needs to be fair for the American people.
So you're saying you can be free and fair?
Yes, sir. I think that's the prudent policy to pursue. I think the American people deserve that, and I think that's what he's looking for. And frankly, even President Xi has come back and said he doesn't really want a trade war. I think people are going to talk the same way the President of Mexico and also the President of Canada, Prime Minister of Canada, are being willing to talk to him now.